Hi, I'm Sierra from Anime Beauty by S&B. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the best brushes for beginners. Now, to start off, you are going to want either a beauty blender, which mine's a little dirty, you have to clean it, but that'll probably be a video in the future, or a foundation brush. Now, this one is the e.l.f. Selfie Ready Foundation Brush, and it looks like that. Foundation brushes look different. I've seen foundation brushes where they look almost like a paintbrush. Like, okay, this isn't a foundation brush, this is a paintbrush. But it kind of has like that type of a tip. Whereas this one is more of like a rounded tip. Now, I like this one a lot better, only because I feel like the painted one, it almost feels like you're painting your face. Which, okay, I guess doing your makeup is kind of like painting your face. But it feels unnatural, whereas this one I find it blends better. So I definitely am a fan of the more rounded foundation brushes. So those will help to put your foundation on. Now, the next brush I'm going to talk about is actually the contour brush. So I'm going to be showing you the e.l.f. contouring brush. And now a contour brush kind of has this, like, I don't know if you would call that an oval tip, but it's more long than it is round, and that's just because it kind of goes like, pretend that I'm contouring my cheeks. It kind of has more of like a line effect. Okay, and then the next brush I'm going to be showing you is actually two brushes because it's going to be a powdered brush. Now, this one is the e.l.f. powder brush, and as you can see, it's dense, and I don't want to say it's square because it's not. It's rounded, but it's definitely more of like has more of a square effect, and then that just is used to powder your face. Now, this is better for doing like the powder here and here. This is better for baking, I should say. Whereas if you want to do an all over powder, I would suggest a brush like this. Now, it's big, it's fluffy, it's not quite as dense, and this one is better for just like powdering your entire face. Next, I'm going to show you my highlighting brush and my blush brush at the same time, just because they look so similar. So I'll show you the blush one first. So it looks like that. As you can see, it's kind of a tapered round brush. Sorry. Yeah. But then when it comes to the highlighting brush, it looks like that. So as you can see, they're very similar. But the difference is if you look here, this one's more tapered, so it's easier to get more of like a line effect, whereas this one is more like round. They are very similar, so it's very difficult to tell the difference, whereas this one is easier to kind of just get a round blush effect. Now, I'm going to move on to the eyes. So the first one I would suggest having is a crease brush, which looks like that. It's just like small and round, and it works perfectly right in the crease, which is why it's called a crease brush. The next one I would suggest having is more of like I don't want to say big, but like a bigger all over eyeshadow brush. It looks like that. Just thin and tapered, and that way you can just, if you want to apply color all over, it's easy to just do like, one or two sweeps. The next one I'm going to show you, it's more of like a smaller, I don't want to call it an all over brush, but it's so if you want to do anything like in the inner corner, that cut crease, this definitely helps. And then you definitely want a blending brush. Mine's the e.l.f. blending brush. I've shown it in videos before. This is like my favorite brush, and that's just because it helps blend, and I really like to use it like in this corner or to blend out my crease. Yeah, it's just a blending brush. And then on to the next two. The next one is a small precision brush. It looks like that. Honestly, you can use this brush for anything. Honestly, sometimes I use it for my lipstick. I've used it for my eyebrows, or a similar brush to this, like the same type of brush. Or I've used it for eyeliner sometimes if I want more of like a smoky effect. And then the next one is a small angled brush. It looks like that. It's small, it's angled, it's what it says it is. It has kind of like a thin tip, if that makes sense, and it's dense as well. And then I use that for eyeliner. Sometimes I'll also use it, or again, a brush like it for lip liner. I've also used it in my eyebrows. This is another one of the ones that kind of does a lot of things. So those are definitely some of the brushes you want to start out with. And in total, that is, I'm going to count the foundation and the Beauty Blender as one, only because, well, they're used for the same thing. So that's 1, 2, 3. Same with the powdered brushes. They're going to be counted as 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now that is 11, but the thing is when it comes to the angled brush and the small precision brush, you technically can use one or the other, only because, like I said, a lot of them do or can do the same things. So those are definitely the brushes that I personally would start out with. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be the e.l.f. brand, or I think I also showed Quo. It can be really any brand you want, but those are the types of brushes I'd start out with. And I might do another video in the future where I show all of the brushes I use, kind of explain what it is they're used for, why they're used for that, stuff like that. So if you want to see more makeup videos, then definitely subscribe. Don't forget to like and comment and press that bell notification. I love you. Cheers!